Hello students, welcome to the session on RDBMS. In our yesterday session, in our last video, we have seen file-based management system, and we have seen the advantages and disadvantages, and we have seen why we are going from file-based system to your database approach. Now, the here question comes is why we are going for the database approach. What were the difficulties that we have found in file-based system? In order to overcome those problems, we are going for what? Database approach. And what are the objectives that have been provided by your database approach so that you people should select that? Those are the things that we are going to discuss in our today's session. Okay, and see, the topic itself is the objective of your database approach. And in order to discuss this particular thing, I want to remember you in the previous session we have discussed about the file-based management system, and there we have discussed the advantages and disadvantages of file-based system. So just I want to tell you people that try to watch that video so that you people will be having a clarity why we are going for this particular database approach. Okay, and coming to today's point, that is objective of your database approach. The first and foremost objective of your database approach is your data shareability. By using this particular approach, we can share the particular data, whatever the data that you are going to store in our database. Those data can be shared among people. Okay, shared among the people. I can say this particular shareability is not available in your file-based management system. Why? Because we are storing the data in the form of files, which will be handled by different kind of departments or as different kind of people, and as per their view, they people will see the data. But in this particular point, in this particular database approach, what we are going to do is we are going to share the data among the different kind of people, different kind of users, I can say. And the application development, okay, whatever the application development, whatever the database users, whatever the software that you are using, depending on those particular issues, we will be not restricting the data that has to be shared by the users. Okay, so directly we will be having the access, and those particular data can be handled by any kind of users, I can say. Okay, you people can update the data. Say suppose if you are having two applications, which is application 1 and application 2. Say suppose if you are having these two applications in order to access your database. So whatever the data that you are providing by using the application 1, that will be available for application 2. If the application 2 is updating the data, if it is updating the database, then that will be available for your application 1. In this way, you people can share the data which is needed, I can say, by using what? Database approach. Okay, and the next one is data availability. This is the extended feature of your data shareability, I can say, so that it will be available for all the applications and all the users, those who want to access that particular database. And this availability can be told in such a manner that, so whenever our user requests for particular data, we should not say that someone is using this particular data, someone is access this particular database, you need to wait. Okay, we will be not having any restriction towards it. Why? Because this particular database is available for anyone, those who want to access this particular database. Concurrent access, simultaneous access will be there for your database when we are using what? Database approach. Means to say that at the same time, two or more people can access what? Your data. That data will be available for each and everyone. Okay, see ma, when we are going for the Google, when you are going for the Google, okay, sorry for that. As I said, you people consider your Google. See ma, when you are searching for any data, you people may search for that data, your friend may search for that data, and your staff may search for that data. Same kind of data you people are searching, but Google is not saying that it is not available. It is seen by everyone. That is what the data availability is. By using database approach, we can make the data available for each and every person so that they can access and they can work with that particular data. And And see the third approach and third objective, that is data independence. In order to understand this, you need to know that the database will be having different aspects, different views, I can say. See, when you are storing them in a physical devices, you people will be having physical view. Okay. In order to create the database, you people will be have a logical view. You people may create files. You people may create tables in order to store your data. That is what the logical view. And external view. External means we are the external people, those who will access that particular database and use that particular data. Okay. And he will be having his own data view. He will be having his own view. He will be having his own view. But data independence will be attained, or else it will be approached when we are having any logic. While we are preparing the database, we should prepare the database in such a manner that whenever we are having any changes in the external view, it should not affect your logical view. And whenever we are preparing the logical view, it should not affect your physical view. Whenever we are making any changes in the devices, whenever we are making any changes in the physical view, it should not affect remaining views. If it is attained, if it is approached, then we can say we are having data independence in that particular approach. That will be attained by using your database approach. I hope it is clear to you people. See ma, whenever you are thinking that you people are storing the data in the table format, but your physical devices will not store in that particular data format. Why? Because you people know that computer will understand what? Zeros and ones. But you are not having any zeros and ones in your data. See, those particular devices will not have any impact on your logical view, logical assumption. And logical assumption will not have any impact on your external application that you are going to use. Okay, that is what the data independence is. Okay, and the next one is data integrity. Data integrity is nothing but this is the objective which will give you the accurate details, correct details, I can say. Say suppose if you are having a database where you are storing the applicant's details, those who are applying for the employment. So whenever an applicant gives you application, his age should be between 18 to 25. So consider if you have given this restriction, then every applicant must and should enter the age which is between 18 to 25 only. Say consider if you are trying to enter date of birth, then you people will be giving some restriction. If say suppose if you are entering the currency details, if you are entering the salary details, so minimum salary should be 10,000. You are putting some restriction towards your database so that you people will be having accurate data. Okay, and say suppose if you are giving a column called age, age should not be less than 0. Okay, you people can have from 0 to 100 years, but you people will be not having a person who is having -1 age, -2 age. No, that is what the data integrity is, which will provide us the accurate and reliable information, where we people will use to have a rules and regulations that we will be implementing on the database, which will provide us the accurate data. And the last objective of your database approach is your security. Whenever a database is created, whenever a database is maintained by any organization, they will be having the confidential data. Or they will be having confidential data, which is a secret of that particular company, I can say. So this particular data should be seen by that particular organization people only. It should not be accessible by other people. How it will be attained? By using the data security. In the database approach, we will be having the privileges that we will be providing for each and every user. Privileges will restrict the people in order to access the data. Okay, how many people can see that data? Up to what extent they can access? Up to what extent they can modify? Up to what extent they can view the data? For example, if you are having a university details, student can access the data which is of his own, right? Student can see his results, student can apply for the examination, student can apply for some other things also. But when we are dealing with the faculty can see their details. See, these particular things are stored at one place only, but student can access his details only, faculty can also access his details. Okay, but college can access student detail, college can access faculty details also. But university can access any kind of details that has been stored within that particular database. Like that, we'll be having some privileges. Those who are using the database will be putting some restriction towards them that up to this extent only you people can access the data, so that we can provide what? Security. And not only that, by the means of security, we will be authenticating the people. So authorized people can only access the database. If he is not authorized, then those kind of peoples will not be allowed into the database in order to access the data, as well as what? In order to modify the content of your data. Okay, these are the objectives of your database approach. As we are having these mottos, we are going for your database approach, from your file-based system to database approach. I hope these points are very clear to you people, as we have taken lot of examples. Okay, and if there is any doubts, just let me know by your messages, so that we can clarify and we will go for the next session. That's it for now. See you in the next one. Thank you.